You shift slightly in your chair, and before you even realize it, your cat is already looking at you. Not directly at your face, but just slightly off, like it noticed something first. Its ears move before any sound reaches you, and its eyes lock onto a point that feels empty. For you, nothing changed. The room is still, quiet, completely normal. But your cat is reacting like something just entered the moment. So what did it catch before you did? You pause, trying to follow its gaze, but there's nothing there. No movement, no sound, no visible trigger. Just your cat tracking something with precision. And the strange part is, it doesn't feel random. The timing is too exact. It happens in very specific moments. When the room is quiet, when you stop moving, when your attention drifts. Almost like your cat is reacting to a version of reality that you're not fully part of. And here's where it gets unsettling, because this isn't imagination, and it's not instinct alone. Your cat is not guessing. It's detecting real signals that your body and senses simply cannot process. Light you cannot see, sounds you cannot hear, vibrations you cannot feel. You and your cat are sharing the same space, but not the same experience of it. So the question is no longer, why is your cat acting like that? But what exactly is it perceiving first? It usually starts in moments that feel completely empty. No sound, no movement, nothing changing in the room, at least not for you. And still, your cat reacts first, with a sudden stare or a sharp ear twitch. Sometimes it freezes mid-step, like it just detected something precise and real. So why does it only happen when everything seems quiet, and nothing obvious is happening? At first, it's easy to dismiss it as boredom or random curiosity. Maybe your cat is just looking for stimulation, inventing something to focus on. But if you pay attention, the timing feels too exact to be accidental. The reaction happens instantly. Not delayed, not exploratory, but immediate and targeted. That kind of precision usually means one thing. Something actually triggered it. What your cat is responding to in many of these moments isn't movement. It's light. But not the kind of light your eyes are built to detect. Cats can perceive parts of the ultraviolet spectrum, while your eyes filter it out completely. That means surfaces that look plain and empty to you may be filled with patterns, reflections, and contrasts. So when your cat stares at a blank wall, it may not be blank at all. This changes the entire way you interpret what your cat is doing. That white fabric on your couch, the floor near the window, even your own clothes, all of it can reflect UV patterns. Studies have shown that certain mammals, including cats, allow UV light to reach the retina, unlike humans. So your cat isn't reacting to nothing. It's reacting to visual information your brain never receives. And once you realize that, those silent moments don't feel empty anymore, do they? Now shift your attention from what your cat sees to what it hears. Because sometimes the reaction isn't visual at all. It starts with a tiny ear movement. A quick flick, a sudden rotation, like it just locked onto a sound that doesn't exist for you. You stay still, listening carefully, but the room feels completely silent. So why does your cat react before any sound even seems to happen? The answer isn't subtle. It's a completely different hearing range. Humans typically hear up to around 20,000 Hz, and anything beyond that simply disappears. Cats, on the other hand, can detect frequencies up to about 64,000 Hz. That means there's an entire layer of sound happening around you right now that you cannot access. And your cat is constantly tuned into it. Think about the devices around you: chargers, LED lights, electronics on standby. Many of them emit high-frequency sounds that feel like silence to you. But to your cat, those sounds are sharp, clear, and impossible to ignore. Even the faint electrical hum behind a wall or inside an appliance becomes part of their environment. So when your cat suddenly reacts to nothing, it might be responding to a sound you physically cannot hear. And this also explains something even more intriguing: timing. Your cat often reacts before you notice anything because it's detecting the earliest version of the signal. A distant sound, a subtle shift, a frequency that reaches them before it enters your range. They're not predicting what's about to happen, they're just perceiving it earlier. Which means your cat isn't ahead of time. It's just ahead of you. Now pay attention to something even harder to notice. Not light, not sound, but movement you can't feel. There are moments when your cat suddenly becomes restless, pacing, lowering its body, scanning the space. Nothing has changed in your environment. No noise, no visible trigger, no clear reason. But your cat reacts like something is building beneath the surface. So what is it detecting before anything actually happens? Part of the answer is vibration, but not the kind you consciously feel. Your cat's paws are packed with highly sensitive nerve receptors that pick up microvibrations in surfaces. These can come from footsteps in another room, distant movement, or even structural shifts in the environment. Humans usually need a stronger signal to notice vibration, but your cat registers the earliest traces. So while you're waiting for something to happen, your cat has already felt the beginning of it. This becomes even clearer in situations like approaching storms. Before you hear thunder or see clouds change, your cat may already be acting differently. That's because animals can detect subtle shifts in atmospheric pressure and low-frequency vibrations in the air. These changes happen gradually, below your threshold of awareness, but not below theirs. So when your cat hides, becomes alert, or changes behavior suddenly, it may already feel what's coming. And here's where the illusion of unpredictability breaks down. What looks random is often just early detection happening outside your sensory range. Your cat isn't reacting without cause. It's responding to signals that haven't reached you yet. That gap between perception and awareness is what creates the mystery. And once you understand that, their behavior starts to feel less strange and much more precise. Now bring this closer to something more personal. Your cat reacting to you. Have you ever walked toward your door, and your cat was already there, waiting? Not by chance, not wandering, but positioned, focused, like it knew you were coming. You didn't make a call, you didn't signal anything consciously. So how does your cat detect you before you even arrive? The answer isn't intuition. It's recognition at a level you don't use. Your cat has memorized the exact acoustic signature of your life. The rhythm of your footsteps, the pattern of your keys, the specific frequency of your car engine. Cats don't just hear sounds, they categorize and store them with extreme precision. So when those patterns begin, even faintly and at a distance, your cat already knows it's you. Research has shown that cats can distinguish their owner's voice from unfamiliar voices, even without visual cues. Now extend that ability beyond voice, to every sound you consistently produce. Your approach isn't a surprise to your cat. It's a sequence it has learned and predicted countless times. That's why it doesn't react the same way to strangers or neighbors. The pattern doesn't match. So when your cat is waiting at the door, it's not guessing, it's recognizing. And this changes how you understand your presence around your cat. Because from its perspective, you are not just a visual figure. You are a continuous signal. A combination of sounds, movements, rhythms, and subtle cues that it tracks constantly. You don't appear to your cat. You gradually become detectable long before you arrive. Which means your cat isn't reacting to you in the moment. It's been aware of you for a while. Now take this one step further, because your cat isn't just detecting the world around you. It's detecting what's happening inside you. There are moments when you sit down, say nothing, change nothing, and your cat suddenly comes closer. Not randomly, not playfully, but with a calm, focused presence, like it picked up on something subtle. Your breathing shifts slightly, your heart rate changes, your body tension rises, all below your awareness. But to your cat, those changes are signals, and they don't go unnoticed. Cats can detect extremely subtle variations in sound and vibration, including the rhythm of your breathing and even your heartbeat. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallower, your movements tighten, and your internal patterns shift. These are physical changes, measurable, real, and your cat is tuned into them constantly. That's why they often approach you when you're anxious or unsettled, without any obvious cue. They're not reading your mind. They're reading your body. So when your cat suddenly stops, stares, reacts, it's not randomness, and it's not imagination. It's perception, precise, layered, and happening slightly ahead of yours. Light you can't see, sounds you can't hear, vibrations you can't feel, patterns you don't notice. You and your cat share the same space, but not the same version of reality. And once you start seeing that gap, their behavior stops feeling strange, and starts feeling intentional. And maybe the most surprising part isn't what your cat detects around you, but what it detects from you. Because while you think you're still, calm, or unnoticed, your body is constantly sending signals. Your cat is always reading them, always adjusting, always aware in ways you're not. So the next time your cat looks at you like it knows something, ask yourself, what changed? Before you even noticed it did?